It's wash time. She's such a mess, look. And I have just the thing to protect my hands. So she's never going to be as gleaming as when Andy used to do her. But she is at least now washed, de-pooed and clean. Yay! And of course I've got to ride her because I have no car right now. The sun was shining. I'm leaving in half an hour. And we have rain clouds overhead. No rest for the wicked. I've been out riding. It is my only form of transport, so I've just done sort of probably about 50-60 miles a day just to go and see some lovely people and get my post. And I just wanted to show you these roses. I'm going to do a proper sweep round in a minute. So last year Andy took me out. He'd been out riding and he'd come across this derelict church and this field full of roses, and he'd never seen such a thing before, so he took me out. We went out on my Ryker because his bike was in for repair at the time, and we went and found this beautiful field of roses and the church. Well, since Andy's passed, I've found the church, but I haven't been able to find this field of roses again. And when I left here a month ago, my little village, I thought that looks like they're growing roses in that field. And then my daughter-in-law Jenny said to me, she came and stayed at mine for a bit, and she sent some photos that there are roses here. And I feel quite emotional. I've just pulled up here because the sight that greeted me as I rode in yesterday after my challenge, and the smell, it's just amazing. And I don't know if you just heard that. There was a bike just went past that sounded like a Triumph Twin. It was a real pop, 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 pop. And then a faster one, a bit like his triple. Spooky. But I'm going to show you these roses. I just wish again I could send you the smell. They're incredible. Just fields, rows and rows and rows of beautiful roses. And a bumblebee. She's always around somewhere, isn't she? She's never far. But look, just welcome home, Karina. But as you can see, I've been busy this morning, but last night I just chilled. I just watched Bridget Jones's Diary, part 1 and 2. Baby one's coming up tonight. Just because while I was away, I kept having these jellyfish moments. Blop, and it kept making me think of Bridget Jones. So I had a good old Bridget Jones fest last night. And the jellyfish mostly were at myself. So I thought we'd have a little recall of what's gone on this trip, which was mostly, I don't think I did too bad, but I lost my reading glasses. These glasses are my old driving glasses that are clear at the top and intermediate at the bottom, so they're a little bit better to ride in today. I'm still a bit foggy up top, but not too bad. So I lost a pair of glasses. I lost the strap off my Airhawk. I lost both of them, but then found one. So I've only got one lost, and obviously lovely Ian repaired one for me as well, so that's better, and it's better than the one that was originally on there. My bike guard for night time, lost that in the first week. My lip balm, lost that, replaced it. And earrings, so I had 3 earrings in. As you've probably noticed, the astute ones, I have odd earrings, a big one there, a small one there, and had a little stud there as well. And that's because I'd lost the other earrings, and now I've lost the odd one as well. So oh, a shoe. I've lost my slider shoe. I now have one slider shoe, which isn't great, but there you go. And I think that's it. Flosses, maybe. What have I broken? 2 pairs of glasses, but one of them did get repaired by Martin, so thank you. I've lost, I broke 4 pens and the 5th one ran out. I broke my special needs fob for my keys, so it was the thing went in my neck for my keys. So for the last 2 weeks I've had to put my keys in my bum bag and try not to lose them, but I did all right. Wow. And my bum bag, I broke my bum bag as well, so there you go. Anyway, I have gained a pair on loan of glasses, which I can now send back to Martin. I've gained a bungee strap to give back to Martin. I've gained a pot to put my broken glasses in because one of the arms wouldn't shut, to keep them protected, to send back to Martin. Some anti-vibration gloves to send back to Martin. Thanks Martin and Rita for looking after me. I did gain my builder's gloves. I thought I'd lost all my gloves, but I found my gloves. So I've got builder's gloves, but then at Kim's we forgot and put them in the tumble dryer, so they've got a bit sticky. I have definitely lost one of my armoured gloves, which is a pain. And of course my milking gloves I gained. I don't actually know where they are. I think they're in the garage from where I washed the bike earlier. So yeah, that's about it for the losses and the jellyfish moments, I think. What did I like about Ireland? Well, the people and the scenery. Both outstanding, both beautiful, both glorious. I'm very fortunate in the fact that when I worked at Rummel Hospital many years ago, I worked with a lot of Irish people. And one of my best friends is also Irish, and actually I'm flying out to Malaga to go and see her. So I know the Irish are lovely, but in their own country, just seeing them in their own country was amazing, and the scenery was just spectacular. So thank you to the people of Ireland and to the scenery of Ireland. It is amazing, and I will be back. Hopefully next May I'm going to come back and do some more of Kerry and maybe come across the centre of Ireland a little bit. Yeah. And I think I will definitely be back for the bike fest, bike something rather, at the beginning of June. I will definitely be going there with Michaela, who I met. So fantastic, looking forward to that one. What else did I like? Oh, do you know what I loved? One of the things I loved was the hand traffic signs that you still have out there, so people stand and stop and go. We do still have them out here. But it was just so funny on the Bumblebee, because I just noticed it more, that a few times I was at the beginning of a queue or at the end of the queue, and you know when they walkie-talkie to each other to say sort of kind of who's coming through. And it made me chuckle every time, because, you know, I had the visions of them saying, I don't know what the hell it is, but it's yellow and black, and it's at the end of the line. So that just made me chuckle. The other things I like, which were quite quirky, were cows in the garden. You're riding around and people just have cows in their garden. It's amazing. Slides in the rivers, riding along rivers, and you see slides where people have built slides and platforms in the rivers, or their own little rock pool at the side of their house with slides on. That was really, really quirky and cool. The paintings everywhere on the sides of the walls. Unfortunately, a lot of them are on pubs and advertising Guinness and things like that. But yeah, a lot of the towns have paintings and murals, and they're really beautiful, quite stunning. I loved them. It was just another thing, you know, to brighten up your day, isn't it, really? Oh, and the countdowns on the traffic lights. I love that as well. The traffic lights, temporary traffic lights, and it's telling you how many seconds you've got left to sit and wait, which is brilliant, because it stops you getting impatient. You know how long you've got to sit there. And I thought it brings a whole new meaning to that kids game. I remember my dad, and I used to do it with Jack, and I do it with Arthur, about when you're sitting there waiting for the traffic lights to change, and you go 1, 2, 3, and you blow it to change it to green. You blow the red one out. I mean, you get it right every time, wouldn't it? And that was another thing that I did like with a couple of the petrol pumps. After I'd worked out, you have to prepay, and that's why the fuel wasn't coming out. Now, actually, you prepay for your €20, whatever it is that you want to put in, and you know it cuts off right on. No penny over, no penny under. Just a silly game me and Andy used to play. He used to get it more or less spot on most times, and I think last time he actually did get it spot on. But I used to go 30-40p over, so that was good. That was cool. Dislikes, the weather, but I know that it was particularly rainy and wet for Ireland. I mean, I didn't plan for it. I didn't research it. I took all my summer stuff, you know. Yes, Barry, you were right. I took all my summer stuff and I got very wet. But someone said your wet stuff dries quicker than your winter stuff. Your wet stuff, your summer stuff dries quicker than your winter stuff. So, but yeah, I got drenched. But a couple of people did say, Karina, you couldn't have researched for this. It was particularly wet, particularly bad. The other thing I didn't like, just occasionally, now the petrol pumps out there, they're really stiff. You know, when you pull the pumps out, or when you're trying to get it in your bike, as other bikers will know, you have to try and bend it over. Well, to try and pull that over, it's really stiff and it's really hard, especially if you're very wet and very cold and your hands don't bloody work properly. But apart from that, Ireland, I loved you. I'll definitely be back. Definitely. So Thank you for having me. I know I invaded your coast, but hopefully it brought lots and lots of smiles to people's faces. I found out a little bit more from Lynn that yes, there is a Canam dealer in Belfast, but no, they don't tend to do the Rykers and the Spiders. It's more the ATVs and the stuff for the farmers. But I guess if you spoke to him, you may be able to. But there is, so you might have to come over to the mainland or get them imported. But now, also, I wanted to mention Lynn. I've been waiting for some photos from her, but they haven't come yet. So I'm going to do it anyway because I'd like to give her a shout out. Her and 7 ladies who, in 2007, rode the coast of the UK from the 1st to the 7th of July to raise money for breast cancer. And one of the ladies did have breast cancer and has sadly since passed away. But they rode 7 castles, 7 bridges, 7 ports, 7 cardinal points, so north, south, east, west, and the centres of England, Scotland and Wales. They rode the coast, 7 bikes, 7 ladies, and they raised £11,500 for Breast Cancer Care UK. And they did that in 7 days. I mean, wow. And I think, now I've got 3,300 written down here, so I don't know if that's their mileage or my mileage. But wouldn't that be spooky if it was the same mileage as what I've just done? Because what was it that I did? 3,000. Oh, just bear with me. You know what I'm like. 3,317. Wouldn't that be spooky if it is the same? There you go. Anyway, well done, Lynn, and all those lovely ladies that rode, and all the money you raised, £11,500. Well done. Amazing. And it was a pleasure riding with you and Michaela, and I will be back. Wales, what did I like about Wales? I loved catching up with my old friends. From the Wales stretch, it was all my old friends, which was amazing. I loved it. So thank you for having me. I again will be back to South Wales, and I also loved meeting new friends as well. Jonathan and Jane, it's great to meet you and have a ride out with you, and I will be back, and hopefully next time I can get to Maggie's at Swansea. There is not a Maggie's in Ireland at the moment, but they are hoping that there will be one. And if you watch my YouTube from yesterday, you'll see why and how the Maggie's works. So, yeah, the other thing about Wales was the scenery was great as well. Weather was pretty pants when I first got off, but it did improve as I went down. So what else have I got? I think that's really about it, apart from the welcomes that I had back from Andy yesterday. So the roses in the field you've just seen. There's a lily that's come out in our garden that I just bought randomly. It wasn't in flower, but when we used to go to Bart's Hospital, they had these massive lilies, and I've actually got a photo of Andy's hand next to one of these massive lilies that we used to love. So I'll try and dig that out. And this lily plant I'd bought, and the lily had opened up and come to welcome me. Also, his happy days dahlia plants are out, although there's some little munchkins that are nibbling away at that. So I think we might have some muntjac deer here actually. It's too high up for the rabbits. And the sunflowers had come out into bud, his baby ones, and my big one is growing as well. So that was good. And yeah, do you know what? It's been good. It's been a great tour. I've finished now with the riding solo just for a little bit, just for now. But I am flying solo on Thursday for the first time ever, without alcohol and without sedation. So there might be a little something coming online. We'll see. I'll see how I feel. Anyway, if you want to know more about what I've done or why I've been doing it, then you can scroll down. You can look at riding solo right the way from number 1 and right the way up to now. Or you can go onto my Just Giving page, details below, for more information on me and Andy. There's also a podcast on me and Andy and dealing with illness and death in sobriety. Lots and lots of other podcasts down below as well. Just scroll down, have a look, see what you find, see if it takes your fancy. A lot of the podcasts originally will just be me talking, so you can stick me in your earbuds or whatever and just wander around, do your housework. Listen to me when you're in your car, riding your bike, whatever, if you want to do so. And of course, you can also get alcohol and sobriety, the A to Z. Everything you need to know by Moa Karina Alderton, available on Amazon, paperback, Kindle and hardback. I'll put the link below, and you can download a free sample as well. So anyway, that's it from me for now. I'll leave you some photos here. Maggie sent me a lovely photo that they took yesterday. Amy at Maggie's took a great photo of me when I got back from my tour yesterday, so I'll put that here, and some of the flowers and that I mentioned. But thank you for listening, thank you for following. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share if you've enjoyed it. Bye bye for now.